What's up, gang? It's Zilux and I'm back with another video. Today's video, I'm going to be going over the different sessions when you can trade futures and kind of their importance and what they are. And you might notice I'm back at college. I'm going to miss being home and being able to trade the AM session, but I'm going to make do with what I got right now and hopefully get a better schedule next semester. So if you guys don't know already, trading is not only just about your strategy and your knowledge, it's also about time. I'm talking about the time you sit in a trade, the time it takes for your entry to your take profit, and also just when things were formed during certain time periods. So I'll dive more deeper into that later. Let's talk about the three main trading sessions for futures. So the first one is going to be the New York session, also known as the New York Stock Exchange. And this one technically starts at 8 a.m. and goes to about 5 p.m. EST. The second one is going to be the Asia session, which starts around 7 p.m. EST and goes to around 4 a.m. EST. The last one is going to be London session, and this one starts at about 2 a.m. EST and goes till about 11 a.m. EST. The main thing we want to focus on are these things called Killzones, and these are basically just important times during the session where trading is the most volatile. Now, essentially what that means is trades will play out quicker because there's more people trading, there's more liquidity in the market, and it's where you're going to see the most moves play out in a shorter amount of time. And an indicator I actually recommend for this is the ICT Killzones plus pivots indicator. And what this will do, it will mark out all the highs and the lows for the sessions. So here, this is AM session, the New York lunch, and then PM. But if you combine all three, that's the entire New York session. And then it'll mark out the kill zones for London and the kill zones for Asia. So these are only a couple hours long and they're within the trading session, but they're the times where trades will be the most volatile and when the most people are trading. So for the New York session, the kill zone is going to be from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. As you can see, the 9:30 candle right here, and then the 4 p.m. candle right here. For Asia, that's going to be about 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. EST. But I generally don't recommend this because the kill zone is not quite as volatile as the other ones like London or New York. And if we just go back and look, I mean, you can see the moves are on average not quite as big. Like you can see it was a little bigger than London, but you can see here Asia didn't really move a whole lot. London moved a lot. New York moved a lot. Asia kind of didn't. But the last one would be London, which would be 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. EST. And a lot of people who have different sleep schedules or genuinely live in Asia or Europe, that's probably going to be your best bet for the session to trade. Now, the reason why this matters is because not only do you want to be trading during these kill zones, you also want to use the highs and the lows formed during that session as an important level. So if we just look in the past a little bit, you can see that most of the time, the highs formed during that session will actually end up getting taken out. So you can see here on Friday, we took out the London lows and Asia about the same time. And guess what? We went back up. Now we left the London high here, but we'll likely come back for that later when we go back up. And then you can see we took out Asia low here. And then we took out the New York session lows right here. And then we took out the London low, left the high. And this process just basically repeats itself over and over. Now you can see we barely left the Asia high here. My assumption is that on the S&P, we swept that, and that's basically good enough. And you can see not every time does sweeping a low form a reversal, because when there's much clearer targets lower, there's no reason for price to sweep the low, go back up, and then go back down. Sometimes we'll just take it out and then just continue. But you can see they commonly get hit, which is why they're such a good target. And just to emphasize why these kill zones are so important, is because if you look at the volume indicator that basically everyone has because it comes with TradingView, look how much higher the volume is from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. See how big these volume bars are versus outside of that, they're tiny. And then we go back to the New York session, they're huge. We go outside of New York session, not very big. And you can see it just repeats itself over and over. So New York session is going to have the highest volume and the highest volatility, but also the fastest moves. So sure, yeah, you can take a trade in these zones where you're not in a session or anything, but these trades are going to take significantly longer to play out. You can see I'm on the 5-minute time frame and we're barely moving any points. See, this took 3 hours to move 45 points. Whereas in New York session, we can move 45 points in 10 minutes. And sticking to one session to trade in every single day is going to make you understand the markets better and how it moves during that session in particular. Because if you're used to trading outside of the New York session and then you come into the New York session, you might miss your entry completely because it happened in 1 minute. Whereas outside of it, maybe it would take, 5 minutes before the price even moved away from where your entry would be. So that's all I have for this video on sessions. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram and my TikTok, and also like and subscribe and turn on notifications on my channel. I will see you all in the next one.